But as I mentioned, there's the opposite side of the spectrum that appears to be far too prevalent within the Republican Party. And those, of course, are the individuals who say, don't get vaccinated, don't trust the vaccines. There's more of us than there are of them. And of course, those are the talking points that came out of Sarah Palin at the Turning Point USA conference this past weekend. In fact, Palin went as far as to say that she'll get the vaccine over her dead body, which you may have wanted to choose your words a little more carefully there because we've seen what this virus does. 800,000 Americans dead, saying over my dead body, probably not the best choice of words there. So let me read you what Palin had to say during her little Q&A at the TPUSA conference. We were led to believe that we wouldn't have to have the shot. Well, then they changed their tune, and now those of us who have had COVID, they're telling us that even though we've had it and we have natural immunity now, that we still have to get a shot. It will be over my dead body that I'll have to get a shot. I will not do it. Again, probably not a good choice of words there. And of course, before I go into what else she said, natural immunity does not provide you the same level of protection as the vaccines. The studies have already shown that. Yes, natural immunity can provide you some protection from it, absolutely. But it doesn't give you as much protection as the vaccines. So let's dispel with that talking point right off the bat. But let's continue, because this is where things get weird. This is where she differs from Trump. You know, Trump said, oh, you should get it, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. Palin actively encouraged people to straight up not take it at all. Here's what she says. There are more of us than there are of them. You need to all look around and realize as you stiffen your spine and take those positions, and we know our rights, especially when it comes to the government telling us what we have to inject in our own bodies, realize that those around you, as you stiffen your spine, their spines will stiffen too. Is spine stiffening a symptom of COVID? Because if it is, then I think she's spot on there. But what she's telling, there's more of us than there are of you. First of all, no, there's not. There's actually more vaccinated people in this country than there are unvaccinated people. So right off the bat, you're wrong if that is in fact what you're talking about. Again, this is Sarah Palin though, so we really don't know exactly what she's trying to say or what she might mean, because that's how Sarah Palin operates. But if you're like me, the biggest shock out of what Sarah Palin said here was the fact that she was even at the Turning Point USA conference to begin with. Right? At what point did Sarah Palin become relevant again? Don't they have enough right-wing nut jobs out there to fill that role now that they don't have to go tap the well from the person who hasn't been relevant since 2008? That's a little weird to me. Right? Nobody even thinks about Sarah Palin anymore. Kind of like Ann Coulter. Ann Coulter reemerges twice a year with a horrible talking point and then just disappears for like 6 months. Sarah Palin's been irrelevant since '08 though. So I don't know why Turning Point said, you know who would be a good speaker here? Sarah Palin. Maybe somebody got fired for that decision. I don't know. But I got to tell you, it's a little bit weird because she's not exactly a newsmaker these days, and certainly not a major player at all in Republican politics, and probably won't continue to be one if she's encouraging her base to do things that could get them killed. I'm Farron Cousins. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Farron Balanced. We'll be right back with more of The David Pakman Show.
If you're having trouble thinking of what to give someone as a holiday gift, check out our sponsor, Shaker and Spoon, the monthly cocktail subscription box delivering the ingredients and recipes for craft cocktails right to your door. They send you everything you need to make the cocktails except for the alcohol. You provide that. It comes with a really nice recipe card, easy to follow. My most recent Shaker and Spoon cocktail creation was called the Capri Crush. It's a Campari and gin drink with spiced orange grapefruit cordial and Dash Fire orange bitters. Delicious. Mine turned out great. I know nothing about mixing drinks. Neither do most of my friends. But with my Shaker and Spoon cocktails, I ended up looking like I knew something about it, which is good. It's very good for my cred. You don't have to go to a crowded bar to enjoy an excellent cocktail. Shaker and Spoon lets you do it all at home. Great for date nights, makes a perfect gift, and you'll get $20 off when you use the promo code Pacman at checkout. Go to shakerandspoon.com/Pacman, and the link is down below.